Hey, yeah, everybody, Joe here. I'm going to check out a puzzle today by Aeon, and it is called Simon's Neighborhood. I do believe this is for uh, Simon from Cracking the Cryptic, as he does have a few planes in his neighborhood. The rules here today are normal Sudoku rules, that is 1 to 9 in every row, column, and 3x3 box. A German lady codenamed Maverick pilots a green jet. She whispers to you adjacent digits differ by at least 5. Todd and Steven are happily playing on a red trampoline and alternate on each jump. Adjacent digits alternate between even and odd. That would be this line. These, well, I'll do that in a sec. Okay, Simon lives in an orange house and he has a Dutch friend visiting him. For that occasion, adjacent digits must differ by at least 4. The killer sun is shining and bringing heat to the whole neighborhood. Digits in the killer cage sum to the number indicated in the top left corner. Black Kropke dots make one digit double the other. White Kropke dot makes digits differ by 1. Beware, bees invaded the grid and they occupied 2 digits. Luckily, no bee is present in any other clue in the grid. 2 digits, to be determined by solver, do not appear on any line, Kropke, dot, or the killer cage. Okay, so these two digits will not appear on any of the clues. Okay, so at first I'm going to start up here, I think, and that's all the rules. So let's get to it. A 5 will never be on a German whisper, as it would need a buddy of 0 or 10. Also, our 2 mystery numbers add up to 9. These are consecutive. These are going to bounce around. Like such. I'm just going to mark those, I think, so I don't have to keep rethinking that. So, one color is either 1, 2, 3, or 4. The other color is either 6, 7, 8, or 9. If I was to think here, and here, and here, none of these can be 6. Oops. Oh. Yeah. True, true, true. Okay, that one cannot be 6 either. That one cannot be 6 either. But that one can. 4 is already there, so I don't... So 6 appears in this little L, but I think this one, unless those 2 digits could be the same, I guess. Actually, yeah, that can be as low as 7 if, like, those are 2 and those are 1 or something. What about this line? We have 1, 2, well, I could just count. We have 3 yellows and 3. So 5 is down here. 5 is one of our numbers, so it must be 5, 4. So 4 and 5 are never on any of the other clues. That also means then that this Dutch whisper is going to be uh, similar to the German because it cannot include 5. Normally it could, because it would be like 159, but since these two digits we know never appear in any of the clues because they are occupied by bees. Bees invaded the grid and occupied 2 digits. Luckily, no bee is present in any other clue in the grid. 2 digits to be determined by solver do not appear on any line, Kropke, dot, or killer cage. Yeah. So 4 and 5 are off limits. So I might just mark these as well. These yellows may not be the same as these yellows up here, but we can simply change that later if needed. Okay, now about this. This has to be odd even. So it can be 1, 2, or it can be 3, 6. This, however, it cannot be 4, 8. It cannot be 2, 4. So these are going to be a quadruple. And these two are the... I'm going to use a different color for this line, I think. I use orange and blue. I use green. Well, okay, the gray are the same. So either it's 1, 3 or it's 2, 6. And then these will be the opposite parity. But so this will be the same. This, and this. Those will all be blue. These will all be gray. But these are odd even, not the same as yellow. Which might be a bad idea to mark it that way, I'm not sure. Well, so 4 is in one of these. And this cannot have a 4 on it. So it is also 1, 2, or 3, 6. Which is fine. But this will have... Four is low. So this will be high. Okay, right. Or wait, is that right? Yes, that is right. Because there are 3 of each here. So 4 will be the 4th low, and then 5 is there. So this is high. It can only be 6 or 8, but if it was 8, that would need to be 4. So this is 6, and that is 3. So this can still be 6 though. Actually, that can as well. that can also... What about there not being able to be a 4 or a 5 here? I'm not too sure. If this was 1, 2, 3, or well, it'd be 1, 2 here, 3. Would that work? I suppose it could. Alright then. Um, what do I think of next? I just got this 3, 6. So 1, 2, 5, 1, 2, 7, 8, 9. This has 2 of 1, 3 of 1. Parity. Jumping back and forth between parity and high-low. If this was 3, the gray, that would be 1. If this is 3, 6, 5, 6 is up here. Okay, there are 3 digits around here. That have to have two, well, actually, 1, 2, and 3 all meet that. 7, 8, 9 all meet that. So I don't see a problem there. Not really. This is 6. 6 goes there. 5 goes there. 5's at the top. That would be fine. 5 cannot be here, as this cannot be a 4 or 6. 5 is in one of those little Tetris shapes. 5 down here. Oh, 4. 4 and 5. 5 can go there, though. Oh, but 4 and 5 won't be on any of these either. So 5 is being corralled down here. So it's going to be in this top row. And then it's in one of these. And then the opposite box will be on the bottom, but it could go either way. And what about 4? 4. Well, 4 is the same way. So we can mark 4 here. And then these are going to be 5, 4 then. Because they cannot be anywhere else. So these are going to make 4, 5 pair. One of them is down here, the other is down there. Okay. So this one is this one. I guess I could color these. But I kind of want to figure out my highs and lows first. And then I'll just redo all the colors, probably. Five would also... Well, 4 would be in that little cube. What about in the middle? This cannot be 4 or 5. This one could. Otherwise, could be any of those. That would be... Well, actually, this one will go here. And then this one will go in one of those. This line, this row, there's got to be a 4, 5 in there. But this one cannot be a 4, 5. So this one may... No, that means that these are 4, 5. Yeah. Because it needs a 4, 5 in the row. And this is off limits because of the combo. So this one is this one will be there. This one is that one is that one. Alright. And now can I go any... A 4 is going to be here. A 5 is going to be here. So that's going to also put 4 and 5 there. I could have got that as well with just no 4 or 5 able to be on that line. But I did not see that at the moment. This cannot be 4. This one could, however. Could I make a... This could be a 4, 5 little 2x2. But one could go there. Okay, so we're getting a lot of 4s and 5s. Is this a 4, 5 as well? It would make... If this is a 4, 5, it would make that a 4, 5. And then it would put the other 4, 5 somewhere there. But that seems okay. This one goes in here somewhere. This one... Oh, okay, this one is going to be up here. So it has to appear here. And it can't be in this column because of that. Or this column because of that. So it's going to be in one of these two. I think I already knew that. But... it is true. Which one? Unsure. Okay, so these are different sides of 5. These are different sides of 5, as in one high, one low. I guess that would be okay. I do have to have 5 odds. If these are odd, 1 and 3, we'll have a third odd here. Then we would need 2 more. I'm not seeing the last one. If 4, 5 is here, I guess that would be okay. That would be okay. But that is a combo, so these are what? 7, 8, 9. So this is high. Does that help? Probably not. If this is 8, that would be odd. That would be odd. That would be even. It seems like it'd be alright. If this is odd, this would be even. I think that would be okay as well. So I don't know anything there yet. Although I do know that we have 2 highs here. And the other 2 highs are somewhere here. So 6 is somewhere in here. And it can't be there. It can't be there. It can't be there. So this must be 6. Because 5 cannot be on this line. So, but that'll make these. Oh, wait a minute, wait a minute. This is a Dutch. So 6 can go here, because that could be 1 and 2. Almost goofed. But it is still true that the 6 will be down here. Because these 2 highs. Yeah, that's still true. So it means that these, they're still unspoken for 5, but the other one, these are still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just because I don't know where that last 4, 5 is. So there's going to be 2 lows over here. If there's two lows over here, can it be pink? All of these, yeah, it could. Those could be 6, 8. And that could be 7, something like that. That would be fine. Okay. Um, if these are even, the grays, then then that, that are all odd. That would be okay. So, do I need to change my coloring scheme around? I'm not sure. Now think about this. This could not be 5, was it? It could be 6, though. Now it would be 7. And then 6 would go in one of those. Ah, but what about this line here? None of these can be 6. So 6 is in one of these. So blue is even. So that is 2 or 6. That will make these 1 and 3. And that'll make this an 8. That'll make this a 2 or 6. We get 7, 9 there. Alright, these are odd. 1, 3, 7, 9. 1, 3, 7, 9. 1, 3, 7, 9. Because 4 and 5 can never be on the lines again. These will all be 2, 6, 8. And 6 was for sure in one of these. Um, Does this need to be... Oh. If this has a 2 on it... Well, this will have a high. Because 6, I know, goes here. So there has to be 3 highs up here. And yellow cannot do that. So pink is the highs. That has to be right. And there won't be 6. None of them can be 6, I mean. So this cannot be 8. So that will also be a 2, 6. And so these will be 1 and 3. So that one has to be a 1 because of that 3. And this one has to be the 3. Now this cannot be a 7. And neither can that. So that will be 7 at the top. And 7 can only match up with 2. This can be 7, 8, 9. This can be 1 or 3. This can be 1 or 3. And this can be 1 or 3. And the 1 is right there. I mean, the 3 is right there. So that has to be 1. This has to be 3. That has to be 1. And then this will make an 8, 9, putting a 7 there. This has to be 2. Oh, and I'm wrong. So now this cannot be 1, 2, 3, or 4. I have goofed. Where did I goof? I'm gonna go back to there. My thinking was that okay. 6 can definitely not go there. Cannot go there. Cannot go there. Cannot go there. So a 6 has to be in one of these. We can't have a high down here. Oh, right, but we could have a high here. And then those could be high. So 7, 8, 9. Can these be 6, 8 then? Yeah. That's probably where I gooped. So thinking about this incorrectly. A 6 goes here. If these are high, then that is high. But that is okay. Otherwise, okay, maybe I Maybe I went out of turn there. Well, I'm gonna take my first attempt was 6. Obviously, I picked the wrong one because of that little goof. But I do know that these are the high ones now. It's true that neither one can be 6. But now it's also true that since there's a 6 on here, and I know that these are small, 1, 2, 3, then I know that this is high. I don't get the parity of it yet. Oh, but I still do know that these are high and they both have to be even. Because I know that they're even because the 6 has to be here. That part was true. So, since an 8 cannot go here, this will be 6, that will be 8, that will be 3, therefore, and this one must be odd, so that will be 2. This one must be even, so it will be 8. And then these will be a 7, 9 pair. That's not right either. Oh, wait, yeah it is. Okay. Thought I goofed again. But 7 will be by the 1, 2. And then 9 will be by the 3. So all good. But we're gonna get a 6 here. And we're gonna get a 2 or an 8 here. And then this one will be a 7 or 9. This one can be a 1, 7 or 9. This one is 1, 3, 7, 9. And this one as well. Okay, so I can get rid of this coloring. Just to make it less. I can get rid of this coloring too. Let me just jot down the... Oh, that... Okay, this has to be a 3. That's the only other low that can go there. And that'll put a 3 here as well. Okay. This will be 7, 8, or 9. But this one will be a 7 or 9. So this will have to be the 8. Sudoku would have told me that as well. And now 6 goes in the middle here with 5. This will be 7, 8, or 9. This will be... This one can be 6. So it'll be 6, 7, 9. This will be 7, 8, or 9. So now I can get rid of that coloring. This one will also be, this one has to be 8 or 9 because of the 3. Okay. Oh, this one cannot be 7 because of the 3. So it will be 9. This will be 7. This will be 9. And this will be 8, 7, and 8. This will be 1, 2. That is good. If this is 6, that must be 2. That would be alright. Be alright for it to be 9 as well, I guess. But I did get some down here to do. That'll do all that. These will be done. This one will be done. Three is up here. Can do some Sudoku now. 9 is in this little L. This one got put to a 6, so these will be 1s. And a 2 there, 5, 6. Now maybe back to Sudoku. If this is 3, that is 2. That would be okay. 5 goes up here, but this one cannot be. So 5 will be there. Seven. A 7 cannot be here. 6 and 8 are taken there. Those will be 7, 8. If this is 8, that would be 9. That would be okay. So it's fine for 8. Okay. This one is 3 or 7. Both of those look fine. What else goes over here? A 7 will go with 5. And a 2 will go with 4. An 8. Okay. Eight is here or here. What are these? A 7 will be in one of them. And then a 2 or an 8. That is alright. A 1 has to be over here. Which means a 2 cannot be here. Is that helpful? Maybe not quite. What else is in this row? A 2 1429. Unsure. Okay. So, do I finally think about this Dutch some more? We have two, or let's say we have three. Since this is one of each, and we already have three of our lows established, this cannot be low, because then these would both have to be high, and they can't. So that has to be 8. And now we can have a 2 on one of these with a 7. Okay. These will be 279. Oh, that's all that's left in the row. So those three will be 279. So what do... Maybe think about 1 along here. Maybe not. 9 is over here. 8 down here. If 8 is yellow, that would be 6. That would be 1, 2. That would be okay as well. 7 could pair with 1, 2, or 3. 2 could pair with 6, 7, 8, or 9. Actually, oh yeah, that's right. The 6 went down here too. And then there was a low down here. A low with a 4 or a 5. This could still be 2 or 3 though. Or 4 or 5. This could still be 1, 2, 4, 5. So that's okay. 7 is in that little cube. And could even be there. Can still be in all those two though. Let's see. Ones, 2, 3. 3 is up there. 3 is in one of those. This, can it still be 3? That could be 2. That's okay. 4. Only have 1, but I know where a lot will be. 5, same way. 6 is in that cube, is in one of those, and that little Tetris L. 7 up there, one of those. 7 could definitely go there. 8, gotta mark there, mark there, mark there. 9. 9 is bound up here as well. 4, 3, and 9. What is the other number? 2. Can I get 2? Although 2 cannot be there. So 2 is in one of those. So is it true that this can only be 3 or 9? 4, it cannot be. 2, it cannot be. 5, it cannot be. So yeah. 3 would have to be 2. 9 would have to be 8. So this is a 2, 8. 2 or an 8. That's 129, 129. But these are all these can still be 2 or 9. So these are basically fully marked. 4 is definitely there. The 1 is definitely there. Or well, I can take those out. They're just fully marked. So there is a 1 somewhere in this column, here or here. I need to finish this, I think. If I can figure out where a low has to be or a high. This will be one of each. So this will be high. That will be 7 or 9. These will be 2, 7, 9. They must alternate. Which is meaning A 2. A 2 is here in both those columns. Because if this, one of these has to be high, there or there. It's going to put a 2 in the other one. And then that's obviously going to be the same for that row. So there's a 2 in this column. So taking 2 out of there. And then it's taking the 2 out of there from down here as well. Now, is that true for... It does not have to be true for 7, but could it be true for 7? If this is 9, that would be 4, 3, 2, 5, 9, 2. I guess that's okay. 2, 7, 8. This cannot be a 2 though. I don't see any more where it's kind of full for lows. There will be a 1 in one of those. Looking in the wrong spot, I think. What about this being a 7, 9? Oh, 5. 5 is over here. 5 is down here. So 5 must go here. So now this one must be 5. Because it's on the top 2 rows here. Wait, let me rethink that again. Yeah, that is true. 5 is there, and there. It has to be in one of those. So it has to be there. So that is 5. That is 4. Make that 4, that 5. I'll do these up here. 2, 2, 3, 5. But this is 4. So 4 will be in one of those. And 5, well, it's still in that little L. And That had to have done something. Don't quite see it yet. These are 2, 7. Or if that's a 9, that is 3, 2, 5. Wait, if that's a 9, then that is 3, that is 2, that is 5, that is 9. Then 9 would be at one of those, so that would be 1. That would be 9. Oh, let me try that. If that is 9, it makes that 3, that 2. It would make that 5. Oh, okay, that one would be 9, actually. That one would be 2. 2, 3, 5, 9. These would be 7, 8. These would be 1, 9. Okay, that would be... I thought I'd found the break there, but... Nope. If the 7 is over here, we'd have a 8, 9 there. Actually, if 7 is here, that would be 7. That might be okay. Oh, 4 is in one of these. Didn't quite help. Yet. One. Alright, let me look through these again, maybe. Oh, what about if this is 9? 9, 8, 7. That would be 2. So that would be 9. That would be 2. That would be 7. That would be 3. And that's broke, isn't it? If this is 9, makes that 8, makes that 7, makes this 2, makes this 7, makes that 3, and now 3 has nowhere to go up here. So that is 3. Alright, let me back that up to that point. That is 3, That is 2. That is 5, 9, 2, 7, 8 combo there. This is not 5. 5 will be here then. That'll do that. Now 3 has to go here. This is going to be a 1 or a 2. Nine is in that column, but not there. 7 is down here in one of those. This cannot be 3 or 4. It cannot be 7, 8, or 9 either. So if this is high, this would be 1. Alright. If this digit right here is high, it can only be 6. 6 would have to be surrounded by 1, 2. There's a 2 in this row, so this would be 1. This would be 2, and then this box would have no fill, because 1 would be here and 2 would be there. So this cannot be high. It is low, therefore, and must be a 1, 2. But that will give me this being high. It could still be 6 though. No, it cannot. If it was 6, then 1, 2 would be above and below it. So it can only be 7. And now this one, uh-oh. Let me rethink that. If this was, because it's C 7, 8, 9. So if this is high, it must be 6. And it would be surrounded by 1, 2. Oh, there could be a 1 on both sides of it. Well, since it was not a 1, 2 combo, because then this definitely would not be able to be 6. So it would have to be 7. And then that would be 2, that would be 1, that would have nothing again. So this in fact is 6. And since this cannot be 1, 2 as I described before, then it must be 1, 1. And now that will be 2. This will be 7. That will be 2. These will be, so that will be 2. That will be 1. This will be, well, we got some up here, let's do. Um, 8 cannot be orange or yellow. We can take these colors out now, finally. This will be high. It cannot be 6. So 6 will go here. And this will be 7. 7 can sit next to 3 on a Dutch. This will be the number not 3. Can finish the top there. This will be 8. Now we're just doing Sudoku. This will be 4, 6, and this will be a 2. This will be 4, 2, 6, 4. These will be 5, 9, but that one is the only one that can be, or 9 could not go here because of this one. That's what I was trying to say. And that will do it, I think. Yeah, that was a fun puzzle by Aeon, called Simon's Neighborhood. That was I found that pretty difficult kind of all the way through it. I did enjoy. It was very fun. Check it out yourself in the link below, and like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day. Bye bye.